My dear students, in this video we shall see another important short story, My Greatest Olympic Prize by Jesse Owens. He was born in the year 1913, September 12th, in the place Alabama, USA. His original name was James Clement, but when he went to a new school, his teacher had it as Jesse, and then he was named, or his name was written as Jesse Owen from that time onwards. His sports career started in the year 1928 in Cleveland, Ohio. There he had his high jump by clearing 6 feet, and then in the broad jump he cleared 22 feet 11 by 1/4 inch, and this today the broad jump is known as the long jump. He won Ohio State Championship for 3 consecutive years. He worked as a night elevator operator, a waiter, and pumped gas and worked in the library stacks for meeting his study expenses. In the Big Ten Championship in Ann Arbor on May 25, 1935, he sets 3 world records and tied a 4th. This gave him confidence, and in 1936 Berlin Olympics he won 4 gold medals. He proved Hitler's superiority theory wrong and affirmed that every individual is known by his or her excellent performance than from the nationality or the place of origin. Now let us discuss the summary of this short autobiography. Jesse Owens, the African American athlete, son of a sharecropper and grandson of a slave, went to take part at the Berlin Olympics in 1936. Adolf Hitler, the fascist ruler of Germany, wanted to prove to the world the superiority of the Aryan race. The athletes from Germany were members of a master race. So they were having kind of feeling all the athletes that came from Germany were members of the master race. Most of the Germans of his time shared this belief. Jesse Owens decided to prove this belief wrong to the world. He had trained and sweated and disciplined for 6 years. So he was self-confident of getting 1 or 2 gold medals. So he trained so much, he worked so much hard, he disciplined so much that he was, for the last 6 years, he was expecting at least he will get 1 or 2 gold medals. He had set a world record of 26 feet 8 by 1/4 inches in the broad jump, which is today's long jump, as a student at Ohio State University. He had another reason to build up his self-confidence because he has set a world record of 26 feet 8 by 1/4 inches. People expected him to perform to win at ease without any difficulty. People expected that he will get this coveted medal. Jesse was surprised to see Laszlo, a German, jumping almost 26 feet at practice leaps. So he thought, this German will definitely cross more than 26 feet in the real jump. Hitler had kept him under wraps to prove his Aryan superiority theory right. Jesse was angry at Hitler's plan. He determined to show the Der Führer, that is to say, the master, and his master race who is superior. So here we see Jesse is already angry that this German jumping almost 26 feet in the practice lead. He was angry because Hitler had kept him under wraps. He has kept him without the knowledge of the world in order to prove the superiority theory that the Aryans are superior to any other races. And it is said, an angry athlete always makes mistake. Jesse was not an exception to it. Definitely he also is making a mistake. On the first and second qualifying jumps, Jesse made a foul by leaping beyond the takeoff line, but he crossed the line so that he was not qualified in the first and second round qualifying jumps. He thought whether he had come 3,000 miles to make fouls in the qualifying jumps and to make a fool of himself. This is what he thought. Is he here 3,000 miles away to make fouls in these Olympic Games? He kicked the dust at disappointment. He was thoroughly disappointed that he could not get himself qualified with the first and second trial jumps. A friendly look and friendly touch and a warm handshake came from the blue-eyed, tall German broad jumper, Lars Long, who got qualified himself easily in the first attempt. Lars told that he can easily get qualified without any difficulty if he is not under any pressure or anger. Although Lars had been schooled in the Nazi youth movement, he did not believe in the Aryan supremacy theory. Lars is tall and had a lean, muscular frame, blue eyes, blonde hair, chiseled face, and a handsome look. So here you have the appearance of Lars Long. He was not schooled in the Nazi. He was schooled in the Nazi youth movement, but he did not believe in the Aryan supremacy theory. Lars advised Jesse to draw a line a few inches in the back of the board and aim at making his takeoff line from there. What is important is to qualify for the final. The next day's final is important than other things. So this piece of advice from Jesse, you make a line before the takeoff line, has helped him to qualify in the final. Added to that, he said, what is important is not today's qualifying round, but it is the next day's final round is the most important round when it comes to getting medals. Jesse followed his advice and qualified for the finals almost a foot to spare. They became friends. So after following his advice, he qualified easily and still 1 feet to spare. He jumped 1 feet ahead. That night, Jesse went to thank him and they discussed at his quarters for 2 hours about various topics like sports, track and field, world situation, and many other things under the sky. So that night, Jesse went to his house, to his Olympiad village, to discuss about, basically to thank him, and they discussed almost 2 hours there. 2 hours talk made all the difference with regard to his concept about the Aryan supremacy. They became very close friends. The next day, both went to the field to perform as best as they could and get the medal. So both of them were ready to fight for the medal. So then next day, both of them went to the field as if to get a medal. Lars broke his own past record. So that means Lars jumped more than what he had already jumped in the past. He performed his peak. He performed his best That way he wanted Jesse to perform better to get the medal. Now Jesse has to perform his best if he wants to get the medal. Jesse jumped and set the Olympic record with 26 feet 5 by 16 inches and won the gold medal. So at the end we see Jesse is doing better than Les and getting the gold medal for that broad jump. Les at that time went and shook his hand, congratulated him with a smile and a broken heart. Very important statement from Les. He is very important aspect of Les behavior is in he is congratulating his opponent with a smile and definitely with a broken heart because he could not get that coveted medal. Smile because he pushed the opponent to his peak performance. Broken heart since he could not get the coveted prize. They became lifelong friends. Jesse valued the friendship with Les Long more than the gold medals he won in his life. He became an epitome of modern Olympics. What is important in modern Olympic is not winning but taking part. This is what the famous modern Olympic proponent has said. Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of modern Olympics, said, "What is important is not winning but taking part. What is essential is not conquering but fighting well. The spirit of every game is to fight well in all circumstances and never just think of winning." That's all for us today in this video. When we come back, we will see more on the theme and the characters of this short story.